The Destiny 2 expansion Shadowkeep is just around the corner, but how big will it be? Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about that and tell you guys what you could expect. This is LaserBolt. Today we're going to be talking about the new Shadowkeep expansion and how big it is, because now we have some really interesting information on the size of the expansion. Not only is it interesting, but it's a bit alarming if you ask me, in a sense of where the direction of Destiny is going. But we're going to be diving into that and talking about that in today's video. But before we get started, do want to remind you guys about our monthly giveaway. We're giving away a free pair of Ghost Recon 70s for the console of your choice. All you got to do to enter is click the link down below where it says Join Bolt Nation. Click the link and you will automatically be entered, so good luck to everyone. Thanks to a recent interview done by PC Gamer, we get information on how big the expansion for Shadowkeep is gonna be. And I'm a little bit kind of like iffy on it, because Luke Smith went ahead and said that the new Shadowkeep expansion was going to be very similar to the Rise of Iron expansion, which, if you guys remember in D1, that expansion was it wasn't like the best. It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't like the one that you really wanted to get. The one you really wanted to get was the Taken King. Remember, that one actually followed the Rise of Iron expansion, but as you guys know, Destiny is going on a brand new direction. And we're going to be talking about that direction it's taking, and whether you guys like the concept or if you guys don't like the concept. Now, for those of you who might not know exactly how big the Rise of Iron expansion, let me give you guys a little bit of an idea. The biggest expansion we had was Taken King. That was actually pretty good. Rise of Iron wasn't as big as Taken King, but it's more very similar to the first two expansions we had in Destiny 1, which is the Dark Below and the House of Wolves. Now, both of these expansions that I'm mentioning weren't that relatively big, and they didn't really bring anything new into the game as far as making you come back and play the game. Now, granted, we are getting an introduction about the gear set 2.0, which I'll have a video later on in this week or the week following explaining how that will work and what we can expect out of that update. So the question now is, should we worry about the size of the expansion? And let's talk a little bit about the new step that Destiny is taking to improve the game or make the game a little bit more replayable. As you guys know, one of the biggest things they announced when they talked about Shadowkeep, they wanted to make sure that everybody understood that the game was now an MMO. They wanted to embrace the MMO aspect of the game. And what this means is that instead of being the way it usually the game was, which were a seasonal content push. So for those of you who might have already played Destiny 1, or if you're new, I'm going to give you guys a brief summary of the way it worked in the old days, right? Because we're getting a new setup now. So back in the day, when you got the game, you were able to buy an expansion. Usually the expansion would release between 3 to 4 months after the game released, or after the next expansion release. So every 3 months you would be getting a constant feed of new content. Sometimes that content was big, sometimes that content was small. This is an example of the Rise of Iron content. When the Rise of Iron content came out, it was actually a relatively small content pack, and it didn't keep you playing the game for a very long period of time. As opposed when Taken King came out, that was actually a pretty massive expansion, which actually had a lot of different stuff that was brought into the game and had you playing the game for a longer period than you had your, like, I would say, your baby expansions and your massive expansions, right? Well, Destiny has decided to take a different route this time. What they want to do is they want to push out the content in small little increments as opposed into one complete massive increment. So for example, the Rise of Iron DLC came with the following. It came with a new storyline campaign and quest, which was relatively small. It came with new armor and gear, new weapons, new raid, maximum light increase, new strike, new Plagueland zone and social space, a new crucible mode and map, and new enemy faction and bosses. So that's kind of like the size of the Shadowkeep expansion that we're getting. In addition, we're getting the new Gear 2.0. But what's going to make this content different is that we're not going to be having to wait 3 months, or at least I hope, in order to get brand new content. What they are stating is that every week we should have something new to actually explore in Destiny 2. Making you play the game more frequently, but receive the content in drips as opposed into one massive spill of content. Now, overall, in general, this sounds amazing, and it's something that actually has me really excited if that was the case. But we've heard this story before when it comes to Destiny, and that's what has me a little bit worried. If this is the case and this is what's going to happen, I am going to definitely give my kudos over to Bungie because they actually made something that the whole community has been asking for. But this hasn't really been the case throughout. Now, we do know they left Activision and now they're on their own. So I'm really hopeful that they actually stick to their guns, and we are going to be having a lot of content to consume every week to keep the player base active. Now, if for some reason it leaves up to the way it was prior in Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 when they were with Activision and we are getting content every 3 months, this game is definitely in trouble. I hope it is not. But now I want to know from you guys, what do you guys think? Do you guys like the fact that we're getting content in drips? Or would you like to see a massive expansion? In addition to that question, do you think that the size of the content we're getting in Shadowkeep is too small for this big leap that they're trying to get new players to come and play the game? Please let me know all that in the comments section down below. I do hope you guys are enjoying our Destiny 2 coverage and you guys are finding these videos enjoyable. If you are, I want to say thank you guys because I know you guys are going to smash that like button and you're also going to be sharing this video with your friends. So thank you very much, guys. In addition to that, if you want to show additional love and support to the channel, consider joining the Bolt Nation. Super easy to join. All you got to do is click the link down below where it says join Bolt Nation and you will automatically be in the Bolt Nation. Plus you will be automatically added to exclusive features only found in the channel. Thank you guys for watching and don't forget WGATAP, and I will catch you guys on the next video.